Fleeting in such depth, mesmerizing, touching, we connect and touch.
Well, hello. It has been a really very long time. And to say whether I'm actually going to put this video out or not I do want to just have a conversation about that, but not this time. I want to just take this opportunity to just talk about some of my hobbies and hopefully share my hobbies with some other people who are also interested in some of the same things that I'm interested in. In the past 2 years since I last uploaded, I felt a lot of pressure of what to upload, what to not upload, things like that. So coming back will be interesting, but hopefully a lot more lighthearted than what I have put up before. It's not that I don't have opinions. It's not that I don't have commentary. It's not that I haven't edited a video before from start to finish and just didn't upload it. I just want to take the opportunity to do something a little bit slower, especially since this is the part of life that I'm in right now. Of course, updates will come in the future. However, as of right now, today, I want to just take the opportunity to chillax. This video will include just multiple snippets of at least the last month or so, but that does mean that my microphone will not be on for all of these. So, and who's to say that my microphone's acting well right now? It's been a while. And I don't even know if I've uploaded a actual long form video with this microphone. Anywho, also tell me what you think about my little bangs. The last video that I had, I think I had a pixie cut. So now I have locks that come down to right here. You'll see it further in the video, but yeah, I've been watching a lot of, I've watched Pride and Prejudice twice this month, and I've just been in this whimsical, Victorian English vibe, but also this romantic era as well. And I think that's another reason why I've been reading and writing more frequently. Not writing so much, but I have been reading more frequently. So we will be talking about some of the goals that I have to end the year, okay? Because I recently have, I just have a bunch of half-finished books that I really want to get through. So I did not use my iPad very much for about 3-4 years. So I started using it again because I wanted to get a Kindle, but then I was like, let's not be consumeristic here. Let's use what we have. So I've been using this app called Libby, which not sponsored, but if they have sponsorships. Anyways, Libby is a app where you can borrow books through your ebooks or wherever you get your ebooks from, but you borrow it from your library. And I'm currently reading a book on fascism. A goal of mine for the month of October and for the end of the year, all the way up until the beginning of 2026, was to become more well-versed in different systems of government. So I started off with fascism, and I'm reading a nonfiction book currently. Still yet to look for a fiction book, memoir, journal, poem, or something like that. I'm looking for a book that is not nonfiction to coincide with that personal curriculum of fascism. I do want to do a nonfiction book and that of fiction, or a memoir, journal, whatever, for each system of government, to hear personal perspectives of people who have actually lived in these eras. So yeah, but I have that book. And then, but that's also, keep in mind though, is that Libby is a book where you're buying or where you're borrowing books. So you do have a time limit like you would for a library. I have already renewed this book. So I did, before I forget, I did finish reading Small Boat. And I do think I will kind of delve deeper into that in later in the book, because I had a different perspective of how it was supposed to turn out. So Next here are the books that I'm trying to finish. So these books just have to be finished by 2026. Somebody's dog is howling. It's late at night. So anyways, I am going to be finishing Lighter by Young Pueblo. It's good so far. I think when it comes to nonfiction books, oftentimes people might sit there and be like, oh, I didn't learn anything, right, whatever. Or it might solidify something that somebody has already known. What I believe for nonfiction books is that even if I don't learn anything right then and there, I do think that it adds to what I can tell other people. And also, it helps me to kind of verbalize things better because I have read it, right? So I might not resonate with the book. I like this book, but I'm saying in general, I might not resonate with like a nonfiction book. I might know this information. However, I can directly pull from quotes from a nonfiction book that can help somebody else. So I'm enjoying it so far. Crying in H Mart, I am like really at the beginning. I'm only at page 31 and there's 238 pages. Yeah, I heard that it was a great book, great memoir. I need to finish it. And it's great so far, but I'm still in the beginning. So this is Stephen King's Holly. I started having nightmares from this, so I unfortunately kind of cut back on reading it, was because like I'm not even halfway through. I was having nightmares reading it, so but I do want to finish it. I do want to accomplish this. This is something I do want to finish. The Night Ends with Fire is a fantasy fiction. I read a plethora of different books. I read all type of genres. I am not partial to any specific genre. I read them all. So yeah, I am more than halfway through. I may be like 3/4 of the way through. Look at this like beautiful, it's lovely. Like it looks good. This is the hardcover, but like it looks lovely. I do think that it was a bit hard for me to kind of get into. And I do think it's going to be difficult for me to finish because I think if I read it from beginning to end straight away, it would have been easier. However, that was not the case. So now I am going to be trying to finish this. But those are to finish before 2026. I recently bought more books and I'm just going to do a quick rapid fire. I do not know what all of these books are about. However, these books have been recommended to me. And when I just came back from DC earlier this week, there was a bookstore that I visit frequently. Well, every time I go to DC, I go to this bookstore. And so I bought all of these books. But like I said, they're going to be rapid fire because like I said, I don't know what these are about, but this is going to be my November read for sure. James Baldwin, The Fire Next Time. This is, I'm going to complete this for November. Jane Austen's Pride and Prejudice. Like I said, I watched the movie. I liked the movie. However, I never read the book. Fun fact. So we're going to read this. This is my own personal copy, so we'll annotate it, things like that. I'm surprised it wasn't required for me to read in high school, especially since for me, I was reading books of all different types of cultures, times, eras, from different places. So I'm surprised that it wasn't a requirement for me, but I'm requiring myself to read it by the end of November. These are my 2 November reads. This is Joan Didion's The Year of Magical Thinking. Parable of the Sower by Octavia Butler. The Courage to be Disliked. I don't know the author's name on it. The Confidence Code by Katie Kay and Claire Shipman. Like I said, for these ones, I have no time limit of when these need to be finished. Oh, I forgot this other book. Blah, blah, blah. This book is a set of poems, and this is called An Authentic Life by Jennifer Chong. And it's really good. Like, I'm enjoying it. I like poetry, so it kind of works out for me. And at the time I bought this in Austin, Texas. I was looking for a book of poetry. As I enjoy writing poetry myself, I wanted to look for other examples of writers who have produced books of poetry. So I like this one, but this is one that I bought months ago and it just needs to be finished by 2026. I actually might start reading more of it. Because it is poetry, though, I do like to take the time to like annotate and kind of like ask questions, observe, try and think about how this might relate to some of the themes that are spoken about in the end. So, like at the synopsis or the back of the book, it says that there are themes of, or it explores generational trauma, immigration, motherhood, and the ways that patriarchal violence punctuates intimate domestic life. So things like that is because it's in the synopsis, I try and see if there are some actual parallels within this. So, yeah. I have a phone call that I have to make, but not right now because it's 8:52 and I have about 8 more minutes till I need to make this phone call. But I'm hungry. So I want food. I'm going to eat food and clean up this mess that I've made just to make this video. And then let's actually do a flashback. I just came back from New York last week and let's do a flashback of this road trip that I had with my friends. And have you seen an actual beehive before? Venom. Whoa,
It's cute.
it's soft.
It's not hard.
Mm-mm.
No.
Well, it's hard on the outside.
Yeah, but it's like super soft on the inside.
Yeah, it's kind of like, it's as soft as a peach.
You like that?
No. I like Honeycrisp apples because they're crisp. We're doing fall activities.
As the wind arrives to blow changes alive,
October 14th.
falling raindrops bring a changing of the tides, secrets in the wind, secrets of our kinship, I know it, keep it.
While I finish this bowl of salad, I'm gonna watch Solo Leveling because I've been intending to watch it. So we're gonna see how far we get watching Solo Leveling because it was voted the best anime of 2025. Good morning. This is a reveal time of what my hair looks like. But yeah, this is my hair. I think it actually looks kind of cute. It is giving the vibes that I wanted, but I feel like it makes me look younger. So yeah, it is like 12 in the afternoon right now. I did not just wake up. I woke up about like an hour ago, and I've been just doing random chores around the house. I have no real plans today outside of just trying to cut down on some of the books that I have. Like, I'm just trying to like minimize the books, and I think I have 6 books that need to be finished by 2026. So I think I'm going to distribute them, like 2 for the rest of this month, which is about a week and a half, 2 for next month, and then 2 for December. So in total, I will be reading about 4 books, 2 that are halfway read through, and 2 new ones every month for until the end of 2025. Yeah, I talked to many of my family members this morning, so that's exciting. I do want to go for a walk today. It looks like a lovely day, but I should check the weather because it gets really hot here. I don't like being hot. There was a cold front like 2 weeks ago, which was lovely, but if it's cool enough, I'll take a walk, and I will set up my balcony. Okay, this is like the temporary fit. I just threw this over top. I have this candle that I want to light, but I got this from Walmart, I think last year, but the inside is like curved inward, so I'm not good with lighters. So the first time I almost burnt my finger. So, and I remember what I wanted to speak about for the first time that I turned on the camera. My friend and I were talking about this morning, and I asked her, do you believe that adult literacy levels have gone down? And secondly, do you think books have gotten worse? So, as first, we agreed that books aren't as good as they usually are, but I think it depends on the genre, because I have had really good books this year that I think are good. However, I have seen a decline in romance books, like romantic fiction, and then fantasy fiction. That's kind of muddy water. But for other books, I have my like to be read list and I have so many genres that like I already own myself that I'm just interested in reading. So I think it does depend on the genre. But secondly, the second question was kind of coined from the idea that R.F. Kuang, a writer who wrote Babel and The Poppy War, and also just recently came out with the book Calabasas, people are saying that her writing style is too advanced. We don't sit there and when kids are like, I used to be a literacy teacher, when we are sitting there, or literacy assistant, whatever you want to call it, I used to teach kids how to read. When we are in school, we don't give kids the book and say this is too advanced. We work towards them getting to that advanced level. So we don't sit there and we say like, this kindergartner, this book is too advanced. Like in general, this is too advanced as a book, get rid of it. No, we try and bring our kids up to the level of that advanced reading. So the same thing with adults is, I don't think that we should discredit R.F. Kuang's writing for it being advanced and it not being a good book or not understandable and trying to make things, people want their writing to be dumbed down. I don't think that we should write off the book as a whole because your reading literacy level is bad. I think that that shows what you need to be working towards. Because if you're not understanding and all you are doing is reading books that are at the same literacy level that you are currently at, you will never progress and you'll never get smarter. You'll never become better with writing, with reading, with your literacy, mentally, intellectually. You'll never just become better if you're always at the same stagnant place. So that's my personal opinion. Tap in below. I'm very like, I'm not I could say that I'm argumentative, but I do have a lot of opinions. So I'm very opinionated, and I have yet to read Babel or Calabasas. However, I'm excited, but I don't think I'll read it until next year, only because I have so many other books to read. I do have Babel in my repertoire right now. It's on my bookshelf. But yeah, I don't think people should be scared of more advanced reading. I think that just shows that you have to improve more, right? When it comes to the advanced reading levels, it's not that can change. It's you that can change. So, and I have no opinion on her art either. So, on her writing. So, but yeah, I do think that some of the romance books are literally just straight smut, and where's the yearning? And also, it just like, or it'll be like really dark. Or same thing with fantasy fiction is like, I do think that there can be authors that do better with world building, but that's a personal opinion of mine. Like I said, I read all genres. So if I see a genre's not working out for me, or if I see a book that's not working out for me, I move to the next genre out of the many that I have. So let's make breakfast because I'm hungry and I feel a headache coming on. So fun fact, I'm no longer vegetarian. I'm pescatarian now, so I do eat fish. It has been a transition, but I think it was pretty easy. Being a like I randomly was just like, I'm gonna eat this fish. I ended up having, I think it was like onigiri from the Asian market near my house, and I was like, I really want to try this. And it's been like almost 10 years since I've been able to actually eat fish. Not able, but since I've eaten fish. So I was like, I really want to try this, and then I ate it. So, and I was able to light one of these, but it seems like it's going out. This looks kind of bland, but it's actually really good. I eat the chicken from the bottom up, so like I eat these last few at the bottom because they're like soaked in the sauce. But yeah, this is my lunch.
As the wind arrives to blow changes of life, falling raindrops bring a change.
So I did my makeup, as you can see, and I'm listening to the Pride and Prejudice soundtrack. So I'm having way too much fun. I'm getting ready to go to the store. Here is my outfit. I kept on the, well, okay. This was not the top that I wore for my pajamas. I put it on for this video, but yeah. This is the top. This is just like a thrift. I don't even know where I got this from, and it's not even my size. However, I ended up getting this from a thrift store, and then I ended up poking a hole in the side to loop around to make this tie in the back. So it worked out, but this was not the original intention for this top, I believe. So yeah. Ouch, that was my booty.